Next we're going to move on to the rebuild of the valve body assembly. Okay, so we'll just pop the lid off. And off to the side here right now. And see, this is our valve unit inside here. You can zoom in that, you can see. What we want to make sure we do is we have, especially on this with the two-zone system for drives and trailers, so we'll actually have two complete valve assemblies in this assembly here. Each of them will have their own solenoids, so we mark those. So I've already gone ahead and marked these ready for trailer on the top and drives on the bottom. Then we have our connections go into our static tank as well. And on the sides, we have our connections that go out to, same thing, we've got the top is your trailer connection, goes out to the whip hose. The lower one goes to all your drive axle Ys and connections and frame connections out there as well. So we're going to take this, pull all this apart, we're going to remove this complete valve assembly from the box itself. And so in order to do that, we have to remove all the fittings from all around here. We have an exhaust fitting, we have our supply fitting at the back here, plus the two fittings that go out to our filter Ys here. So we'll pull all that apart. And as well, we have two connections that go to the heaters. Most of the units will have a heater in them, other than ones that are in extremely warm climates that will not have a heater. But for this, for all intents and purposes, for this one, we have the heaters, so we will touch on disassembling all of that. Okay, so what we'll do, since I've already got a connection already hooked up to it, I can drain my wet tank through here. So let that drain off. In the meantime, pull the exhaust valve off our deflate side. Now you notice this one has a shut-off tap on it. That's something fairly new. You may not have that on your unit. It may just have the elbow in place. It's not a problem. This just allows you, if you run into a problem, something froze up or what have you, you could shut the system off and it will not deflate as you're running down. So it'll allow you to get back to your shop and do necessary repairs, etc. So that's just an option that has come in fairly recently. Not to worry about that one. So we'll take that off. And as well, we will disconnect our two filter Ys. On the filter, part of your service is going to be to clean the screen that's in here. So we can remove that. And this is the metal filter screen that's going to be inside that. I'm going to clean all that out on a regular basis. I'm sure there'll be little chunks of tire debris and etc. that are coming out of your tires. It'll kind of collect in that, and that will slow down all of your filling and deflating motions. So make sure that stays clean. Now we'll disconnect the two 1/4-inch plastic air lines that go up to our orifices to the static tanks. We'll disconnect those. We'll just push the lock fitting, so push in on it and pull the hose out. Pull it out of the way a little bit. Gets a little bit of room. point, I'm going to disconnect the solenoids. So just get a small screwdriver there. They're not all that tight. So we should be able to just pull them out. And then we're going to disconnect our 2 heater connections. And we can clip these little connectors down here because we're going to remove that wire going to our thermistor, which is connected up into the same harness here. So we can disconnect this for the moment. Now with everything disconnected here, we can go ahead and disconnect the bolts that attach all of this. So in this case, we've got 2 bolts to either side on the back side of our valve body. So we'll just go ahead and remove those. And as well, we have 4 bolts on the bottom side, one on each of our manifolds that you'll see when we get this out. Now at this point, the valve body is removed right out of the way. We're going to disconnect this thermistor wire here. 2 little black wires. Usually they'll be attached to the bottom of our valve body. There we have the complete valve assembly. We'll take that over to the bench, pull it apart, and we'll go through a rebuild procedure on this unit.